Basil, a very good afternoon to you, and thanks so much for your time. We heard what the Minister said. It is encouraging, but we know that vaccine hesitancy among teachers is still a challenge. What are teachers saying to you?
Good afternoon, Yuveka, and thanks for having me. Yes, it is a concern, but of course the concerns fall into different categories, and even the percentage we have at the moment doesn't quite reflect everybody who wants to have the vaccine, because a large number have not had it because they were ill. Either they had COVID or the flu, or they were in their last trimester and so on. And they are now still going to go for the vaccine within the age cohort. Others have taken one dose only and are still going to go for the second dose because of the age cohort that they were in. But we have those who are hesitant. And we've been out there encouraging them, because hesitancy falls into different categories as well. But we need to stress that, of course, it is your right to, not to, or to take. And many of them are people whose particular faith system is unhappy, and that is a very difficult category to convince, because now you're talking about fundamental beliefs of people. Those who were not taking because they didn't want the J&J vaccine, they wanted the Pfizer or something else, them we've said you've got to go with your age cohort then, where you may be able to get this. So they are telling us of the choices they've wanted. They are telling us when they simply just not going to take it, and come hell or high water, this is my belief system and I'm not. But we are out there encouraging, but we are certainly not going to put these people up as having the plague or something, because that's not what it's about.
All right, Basil, so whether they've had the jab, whether they want to have the jab, haven't had their chance, or those who just outright just don't want it, are they ready, are they prepared to go back into the classroom, though?
Well, there's about whether you want to and whether you have to. Let's talk about have to first. We are now at the point where the Minister has indicated that schools will be reopening, and soon, of course, in the primary schools for the full cohort, and that all the teachers now have to return to school because the employer has given the opportunity for the vaccine. However, there are exceptions, and now we are into the want category. There are people who are reluctant, and of course, if you've had the opportunity for the vaccine, you've had no good reason not to take it, your employer can force you to go, or alternatively, you need to make other decisions. However, we would much rather be talking and encouraging the people, because we don't want to get to the spectre of where people are threatened with jobs. Those who cannot come back because their particular condition is still such that even though they had the vaccine, their medics don't believe they're safe, there are also options there within our sick leave arrangements. And I'm sure we're going to cross a number of those when we get there. But it will be nowhere near the between 19 and 24,000 people that we've seen were at home.
Well, Basil, and we do know that the vaccine is not foolproof. It doesn't mean you won't get sick as well. The important thing is to have those safety measures in place at all our schools. And we understand that that might still be a problem when it comes to PPE, when it comes to getting all of those things ready if we have to return to class on Monday. From what you know, from the feedback you've been receiving, are our schools safe are they ready in terms of safety, in terms of all of those things being in place to protect teachers and pupils and parents as well?
Yuveka, we must, I think our teachers too and our parents must understand that we are not advocating now for an end to all the safety measures. In fact, we want to heighten them. That is the first point. The second point is we must understand that schools actually closed a year and 4 months ago to the full cohort of learners. And this will be the first time come the 2nd of August that the full cohort comes back. The deficits that existed then, it's near impossible that all those deficits have disappeared out of the system. However, is the system safe enough? That is where we come in, and our role as union, as NAPTOs, as the other unions, we want to determine whether it's safe enough. We've had meetings, we've challenged certain assertions, we've challenged certain blanket statements of everything being okay, because we know it's not there. However, we do believe that safety is at a level where we can go back, that there's still a lot to be done, particularly in terms of social distancing, particularly in terms of overcrowding, and the water. Those are the three things that stand out, and that is where we are focused at the moment. Is it 100%? No. Is it okay? Yes. And our people, we are trying to convince all our people of this. Of course, some will be more excited than others, but most teachers are telling us that this hasn't worked for them. They need to get their children back, and that's encouraging.
Yeah. And Basil, with the added complication now of schools that have been destroyed with the recent rioting, with the troubles in KZN and parts of Gauteng, just what's your feedback? What are your main concerns there? And what if those teachers who are in those schools, your members, what are their worries now?
Two things, Yuveka. The one is the mental health of both the children and the teachers coming back into a school that has been attacked in one way or the other, and having lived through everything that happened 2 weeks ago. That is one that is a more longer-term impact, and that we've got to get in there with the department to try and help, because people are traumatized, but teachers are also scared because social media hasn't helped with all the stories going around. But the importance of schools being back and teachers being back, we need to get back in there and pick up the stories of tolerance, pick up the stories of helping one another, pick up the stories of living together as a united country, because schools do that. We teach children that. And that is why parents can't sit in front of a television and see something happen and make statements that inculcate a particular view into children, and then they come out there also believing that. We have a responsibility as adults, but schools have a greater responsibility to unteach the bad and to teach the good.
Well, Basil, in 10 seconds, can I ask you, so you support the possible return to school on Monday, depending on what the President says?
We've always supported the principle, and we stand firm that we support it because it is a necessary thing to do now.
All right. Basil Manuel, thank you very much for your time. And so far what we've heard since hearing from the Education Minister earlier today is everyone feels that it is time to get back to the classroom, because COVID isn't going anywhere anytime soon.